Welcome to Let's Get It, the Atheist Roundtable.
That was terrible. Let's do that again.
How's the mic? What you doing? What up with Eddie? Why he sweaty on your noodle? I don't get it. He lost his shit. The whole kid caboodle. Now pause. You pause. Everybody tell him that he's a lost cause. Who's the ass in the hat? Half Christian ass. Always talking this and talking that. And Benji on the epistemology. You got claims, got beliefs. What's your confidence? And is it relevant? Nah. Just Jeff. What's next? What text you gonna put to the test? Put to the test, little troll face weasel on TikTok looking like a beetle juice. And what do you do when a member of your crew sits in a shed with the dead? I don't know what's up. Anybody seen T-Jump? Now the newest member of the crew. The TART debut. Here's your preview. It's K-Nabs. She says she's the live stream queen. Welcome to the team. Yeah. Welcome to the team.
The Atheist Roundtable.
Is faith a reliable pathway to truth? Hey, yo, Oz, are we going on a deep dive?
Faith is bullshit. Jesus in the morning.
Oh, welcome to the Atheist Roundtable. I'm Oz, and this is Nate. What's up, Nate?
How's it going, Big Daddy? Happy Atheism Day to you.
I love it when you call me Daddy.
Big Papa. Pasta's probably going to get a little jelly of that, but...
Yeah, I was going to say it's National Atheist Day. That's pretty awesome.
Did you celebrate?
Hell yeah.
Did you pop a couple bottles?
I burned about 10 Bibles, 3 Quran. No, I'm kidding.
Made confetti?
No,
Yeah.
Right before we jumped on here, Mrs. Oz was telling me she was she saw Seth Andrews' post today that said that atheism leads to humanism, and he's celebrating the humanism because it makes him a better human being. Going through that process. So I thought that was a good way of saying that. And
Interesting.
The Atheist Roundtable there.
Round here.
And I'm going to just keep growling more. No, but it is. We have a guest coming on with us here in a second, so we won't go too much into the atheist or normalizing atheist talk. But before we do, just a couple kind of recaps, so to speak. Last night we had our call-in show, and Rockin' Robin called in.
Oh yeah.
Tweedledee.
Yeah, Tweedledum. Oh.
And those presuppers, they just the song never changes.
They can't stop it, man. The record keeps going around and around.
And for the former, especially evangelical Christians, you're going to know exactly what I mean when I say this. Presups are like praise and worship music in the evangelical church. It's the same 4 chords. It's the same pattern. It's the same thing. We just throw a couple different words to it, and yeah,
it reminds me of
the same shit.
That digital
and then we do it
underground
backwards.
song. That digital underground song. All around the world, same song.
Yeah,
And all around the world, same song. And like we talked about last night, you can put it with any religion. It's not just that precept
any god. Yeah,
you can put with a Muslim god, any Abrahamic god. You can put it anywhere. It's the same song. So
yeah, and that's why they won't. Most of them won't talk about the Bible God or whatever. They stay away from owning which God they're referring to. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's the Oz is the Oz is the Oz. The Oz is the Oz.
Mhm.
And I was reading and I saw Mrs. Oz, then my name Oz, and Oz came out instead of God. It can be any God.
Just wait till Ox comes in, then you're gonna be all fucked up.
So no, I'm not that arrogant. I do not think I'm a god. I literally saw either Mrs. Oz or my name like 4 or 5 times in a row. I was like, Oz.
Ozzy, Oz, Ox.
But that's the thing with the precept argument is you literally can, and it doesn't even have to be an Oz or a god, or it could just be anything that's the ultimate creator or originator or what the hell ever.
Right.
Nate, it could be you or I. It could be the little Star Wars guy behind you. It could be Twiggy Ramirez.
Yeah. Could be.
Who-
Probably not, but
Who knows?
it could be.
Who
And
knows?
then you have the other guys that love the script so much that even when we know what we're doing with that caller, they're still in the chat saying that we're losing. They don't. They're super smart when it comes to the script, but they can't pick up when we're actually dogging a presupper. So
Yeah, if
got him.
9 times out of 10, if you call into the Atheist Roundtable Monday night call-in show and you're a presupper, it's probably going to be more fun for us.
Mm-hmm.
than it
Because
is
the
for you.
conversation's a waste. I mean, it's just a waste of our time to even try to go down that script.
So what do we do? What do we do here at the Atheist Roundtable? We give the people what they want.
Right.
They want to see the presuppers go batshit crazy and rage quit.
Yeah.
That's what they want to do. So when you call into the Atheist Roundtable call-in show, that's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to happen. No, Twiggy, quit asking me to take my shirt off just because you want to see the clamps. Stop it.
Oh my God.
Sicko. You sicko. Well, the other thing I want to talk about before we get into anything else.
Cat's take it easy, man.
Do what?
Twiggy's with me, unfortunately. Take it easy, Cats. Cats is a little trigger happy today, so
Yeah,
we got Twiggy under wraps. Don't worry about him, Ken.
yeah. Atheist Cats. We Nate and I can literally just snap him in half.
I could do much more than that. I could make his life a living hell. So you don't have to worry about his chats, Ken. If he gets over the line, Oz will say drop the hammer, and Twiggy's not on YouTube for a while. So
but since he's since this individual is, we have a lot of fun on here, and we do laugh a ton, and I think all of us at one point or another just make ourselves look like asses on here, which I did learn today. Shout out to Jesus Unfollower that the I believe it was the King James version of the Bible has the word ass in it 342 times. Random fact.
Wow.
You're welcome. You're welcome, all 35 of you. I just made you not smarter. But this individual is on a normal conversation on the phones, text messaging, whatever, is hardworking, empathetic, sympathetic, giving person, or one of the most giving people I've ever met in my life. And since he's not here to shut me up, as I give him props and talk about what he's doing, do it while I have the opportunity, and he not be here to mute me.
Well,
Pasta Mike started his own channel, and first of all, I told him when he started talking about it and was seriously considering pursuing it and doing his own channel. I was already excited. Now that it's actually happening, I'm fucking pumped for him. So we here try to talk about as much as we can. That's normalizing atheism. So if you see normalizing atheism popping up in your chats, that is Pasta Mike's new channel. So if you weren't aware of it, if you didn't know, now you know. And I'm going to need you to go and hit that subscribe button, because he's going to have a ton of great content on there. And I'm sure, because it's just, I think it's built into his DNA. There will be some funny stuff, some satirical stuff, but there will also be the thought-provoking, idea challenging content on there. And I know this Saturday he's going to do his next episode of Atheist Pizza with our friend Jim Benton, and that's gonna be awesome. So that'll be on there once he's done editing and doing all that. But if you haven't, go do that, and I'll get the link to pull it up. And Nate, if you want to comment on that while I pull that link up and put it in there for anybody, go ahead.
Yeah, the Atheist Pizza episodes have been fantastic so far. So I'm really looking forward to Jim and him sitting down over a couple slices. Jim's a great dude, man. Like, I hung out with him for like what seemed to be all day on Saturday. Good dude. Looking forward to that one for sure. I know that Pasta's put some vids up there already. And so whenever you're done here, if you straggle over there and check those things out, already putting some really good content out there. So looking forward to what happens on the Normalizing Atheism channel. So yeah, you were on a different channel today as well, weren't you? With Ethan.
Yep. And Titan Uranus. Yes, I'm slowpoke. I am a slowpoke.
He wants you to tighten up, man.
What's up?
He wants you to tighten up. Ship tightened up. No?
Not because of Titan.
Oh.
No. Yeah, I will. I'll talk about that, the show today, and then we can go and say what up to everybody in the chat, and then our guest should be jumping on here anytime soon. But I did get distracted because I wanted to get that link, and then I saw Titan in here talking shit. But the link is in there now twice.
Oz and multitasking do not mesh very well.
It's like a
very singular. Yeah, singular thought processes for Oz only. So.
But yeah, before we do move on, go hit that link, go hit the subscribe button, and I know you won't be disappointed by going and following that as the content begins to get pumped out. So it'll be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to helping in any way I can, especially as much as he's done, for me personally, for the channel, for the rest of the folks involved. So, Pasta, you deserve the best, man, and I hope your channel fucking kills it. So, but yeah, earlier today I was with Ethan on the Your Friendly Neighborhood Atheist call-in show. It's called The Perspective, and let's say we had some interesting callers today.
Well, anytime you offer it up for the supernatural, aliens, weird beliefs as a call-in show,
Well,
I think it ties right into getting some weird phone calls. So
the yeah, it's well, we didn't get those today. So the first one wasn't weird. The first one was just one of those common sense things, guy, or things, because the guy was one of those like absolutely you should not be wearing a mask type thing, and unless you're 65 years old, and I'm not going to be disingenuous or try to pull wool over people's eyes. I'm not nearly as strict as some people are with it. But when I am in public places and I'm around a lot of people, yes, I have my mask on, and it's more of a, whether I think I'm going to get it or not. I'm at least trying to consider the people around me, and I even said that on the show today that the golden rule of do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. That's just kind of how I'm operating, within that. So I don't know why that's so hard for other people. And the stance he took was pretty extreme, in my opinion. And it was almost like he was saying, fuck you, world. I'm going to do what's most comfortable for me. Well, if we all had that mindset, we'd all be fucked,
Right.
So we had that, and then we had this next person called in, and as soon as Ethan greeted the individual, I think it was a she, but it was, as atheists, what are you guys doing to spread global peace? And then started bringing up Satanism and I don't remember what else. And then I brought up, the damage that, because she brought up the Bible, and I said, well, it's not really the book. I'm talking about the religions and the bad ideas and whatnot that are built upon that book is what worries me and what concerns me, and what we see has caused lots of trauma and damage and hurt. That's what I'm talking about. And she was like, well, and I said, this book's been around for, a couple thousand years or whatever. She was like, well, you could say the same thing for a Ouija board. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to need this thing called evidence. And then she quit. Then I guess this guy named Chris, I want to say, called in, and Ethan did the right thing and took that part of the call down, because I think there might have been. I want to make sure.
Disconnect.
Yeah, I want to make sure I don't sound disrespectful at all. I think there was something going on in the brain with that one. So Ethan did the right thing and cut that off at the end. But it was, in the moment, I wasn't putting it together, because I was trying to pay attention because I could barely hear him. So I wasn't really paying attention to anything else. I was trying to listen and hear what he was saying. And all I heard was Star Wars, George Washington, Pilgrims, and The Voyage. And that's all I heard. And I'm like, what are we doing? Then once I was able, after the call, to start putting the pieces together, then Ethan and I were backstage. I was like, yeah, I said, I don't know about that one. Now that I'm thinking about it, I know how comfortable I am. With that.
The thing is with us, I mean, we're both very empathetic when it comes to mental disorders. And so if you have something going on with your noggin, we're more than right on board with saying, hey, get that taken care of. I mean, it's the organ that runs everything that you've got going on. And so you got to keep that healthy. So I'm sure if you would have noticed it earlier, you guys would have worked that off before that got to that point. So,
Titan, I wish you would have, because I already know what you would have done. You would have called in trying to be Darth.
Titan loves the pre-suppers, doesn't he?
Yeah. IQ said there is a history there. Okay. Yeah, I just after when we went backstage, I was like, I kind of, as Ethan and I were talking about, I kind of felt a certain way about it. No, that was great. I look forward to doing that with Ethan again. That was good. And then IQ talked about it above there. I saw he made the comment. Sunday I was on with Jenna, and well, it's the Ethan and Jenna show, but with Ethan and Jenna Belk, and then IQ, and then Laura, and oh man, I just went brain dead. Hold on, it'll come to me. I see his face. Come on, name. It'll come to me in a minute. But it was a roundtable discussion, and we talked about a lot of different topics, as you would with given it's a roundtable. But anytime you get to talk about mental health and that be the focus, and get to see some of the Kenneth, thank you, Jesus, thank you, IQ, the impacts, whether they're small or they're or what seem to be anyway, big impacts on people just from comments in the chat or people calling in. It's amazing. It's amazing to know that you can do that just by opening up and talking about your story. So I love that, and I told Ethan and Jenna anytime that they and that whole panel, anytime they want to do that, I'm down, because that's where you really are making an impact on human beings.
Yep. I mean, like you said, we joke around, we have our fun times and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, we really do want to help people. And even if it's a situation where we might be out of our realm for helping, we want to at least direct them to the right place to get the help they're looking for, or make them more comfortable with what they're dealing with, or whatever it is. So,
Titan Oz, what is the foundation of your universal epistemological quantum vibration?
Here we go.
Nate's mom.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
Nice.
That wasn't supposed to come out. Atheism. I think that's better. But no, that was a great show. I love having those conversations and doing that, because like I said, at the end of the day, as humans, we're better off helping each other. And if for those of us that are cool with being vulnerable and opening up to those things and letting people see, either what we're struggling with or what we've been through, what we've experienced, I think we all are better for it, and we make a bigger impact on it. So, well, I want to shift gears. We got all serious there, starting with talking about Pasta Mike, and then the mental health. But this is Atheist Day, and I don't know what we're supposed to do.
Hallelujah.
For Atheist Day. I think probably what we should do is just give each other empty plastic bags, like grocery bags. And then when the other atheist says, "What's this?" This is the same amount of evidence that Christians give us for their God. Yeah. Happy Atheist Day. Mm-hmm. I think it should be something like that. Just throw.
Or we could do something real, like Seth Andrews was trying to do by being a better human today, or we could give out the plastic bags. I mean, whatever's clever. So,
all right, before we transition, Grumps, appreciate you. TART has been a huge help in my almost year. Has been around, at least helping connect with a community. We appreciate that. We appreciate you, Grumps. Thank you. Okay, let's keep going. We'll get back in the chat, because we got a guest waiting on us. I don't want to have to sit back there any longer listening to us bump our gums.
Atheist beer, isn't he?
Ooh, atheist beer. I hope he brought some atheist pizza with him. I hope he plans to share.
Yeah.
But without further ado, we'll bring our guest on here. JT, welcome back to the Atheist Roundtable. What's up, buddy?
Not much. What's going on, Oz?
Chilling, man. Good to have you back. Have you met Nate?
I have many times.
Okay, good. Just making sure. I have the memory of an ant, so I apologize for missing that. So, but
I can forgive you.
JT, it is National Atheist Day.
Yes.
So, first question for you: how long have you been an atheist?
11 and a half years.
Okay, and did you grow up in any sort of religion or belief or anything like that?
Yes. My mother was a fundamentalist Christian. My father was a Southern Baptist.
Okay, all right. And then, what was the? Was there a light bulb moment or a breaking point, or was it a kind of an accumulation of events?
It was definitely a gradient. It was an accumulation. I don't really remember the exact moment when I came out to myself as an atheist, but the hit home was when I came out to my mother. That is a memory I will never forget.
Are you comfortable talking about that?
Yeah, I mean, my mother suffered from a multitude of different mental illnesses, and so religion was kind of her crutch. And when I told her for the first time that I no longer believed in what she believed, it brought her entire world just crashing down. For my entire childhood, she had inculcated myself, my sister, and my other siblings into believing in Jesus, into believing in the God of the Bible in a very literalist way. On top of that, I mean, she was a Kent Hovind fan, right? She would have me sit with her and watch Kent Hovind videos. And the other videos like Frank Turek, for example, we'd watch some of his stuff. I pretty much grew up on Veggie Tales and TBN broadcasting.
Yeah.
So
Me too.
It was definitely not a fun experience. She didn't talk to me for a while after that. But I mean, sometimes I would forget to do the dishes and she wouldn't talk to me for a while either. So it was always walking on eggshells with her, but her reaction was not fun. Had I known that would be her reaction prior to my coming out, probably wouldn't have done it. Probably wouldn't have. She passed away not long after that from breast cancer, and I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing, but I lied to her and I told her that I had rededicated my life to Jesus several days before she passed away. Because that's something that she kept asking me about when she was in the hospital, when she was coaching anyway. So,
well, first of all, but yeah, I'm sorry that you had to go through that process, that experience with your mom.
yeah,
and I honestly can't, because I have a similar relationship with my mom, and I grew up very much the same way you're describing. I can't say that I blame you for wanting to do that to give her, that at the end. So maybe there are some people that are going to say it's wrong. I can't say that. I just couldn't say that. Because when my grandparents were getting ready to pass, it was one of those things where it's like, well, I'm just not going to tell them when they're asking and probing. It was very glazed over and generalized, because I was like, no, I'm not going to do that to you right now. I am not going to do that to you right now. So I get it. That's the tough part of dealing with religion and deeply held beliefs, whether people have challenged them or not. But it's Atheist Day, and the nice thing is we've been able to walk away from it and liberate ourselves from what religion does or tries to do to chain people down or control them or manipulate them, whatever, however you want to term that. Nate, I know you've shared a little bit on here and other channels. Did you grow up in church, Nate? I'll let you talk.
Well, I did. Started Assemblies of God and then moved into more of a non-denominational. So I'm kind of on the other fence line as to what JT was talking about. My mom's still a devout Christian. She's getting up in age. And it's probably the one thing that I wrestle with on a regular basis when it comes to my atheism, whether or not it's the right thing to tell her, to be honest with her, or to kind of, like Oz was saying, kind of gloss through some of that stuff and deflect some of those conversations. She'll still talk to my boys about different stuff or whatever, but I have this feeling in my gut that if I drop that bomb, that it could affect her health dramatically. And so I definitely understand that struggle of someone on the end of their lifespan and wanting to send them off peacefully compared to not, and not wanting to, like, that honesty fence is a hard one when you get to that point. So I've been atheist for, I would say, probably 5-6 years. Didn't really come into my own on it. It was kind of gradual for a couple of years, and then I realized I just wanted to be a better person. Didn't matter what that looked like. And then I've kind of fine-tuned that over the last year and a half or so, to where I realized that still agnostic to it because I'd love the evidence, but that hasn't been provided. So I've fallen in the atheism side. So
Right. And yeah, I think everybody listens heard my story enough that they want to throw up at this point. So I won't go through mine. But JT, I don't know if you were listening in or anything as we open the show, but Seth Andrews put a post out today, and he said the reason that he enjoys or he likes the National Atheist Day is because atheism leads to humanism, and humanism then leads to him being, the best person or the most, authentic person or human that he can be. When you hear that, how do you feel? What do you think about that?
One of the main philosophies I try to live by is that I ask myself, if everybody behaved the way that I did today, would the world be a better place? If the answer to that question is no, I should probably reconsider a few things. But I had a much less consideration for my fellow person. I was a very God is my judge individual. And I think that religion sort of spawns that in people. They become self-serving under the veil of altruism, and they don't even realize it. They're not doing things for other people. They're doing things for them, for their place in paradise at the end of this physical life. And they can become very hostile and oftentimes malicious towards people who they think threaten that. Which is, for those of us who are I think all three of us are TikTok creators, that's something that we deal with very, very personally on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. All TikTok. As soon as you bring TikTok in the conversation, everything shifts.
Yeah.
That's I was just talking. I'm working on something with Dr. Josh and putting some things together. And he had just asked me today, he was like, hey, any traction on this yet? And I said, well, I got a couple people interested here, but today and tomorrow I'm going to go hit the cesspool. I mean, TikTok, and see if I can gather some things up, because it's amazing some of the people and the ideas and the beliefs that you can get on that app. But we'll come back to that later. We can talk about TikTok a little later. But the one thing I always like to do, and I think from the couple times I've talked to JT, and obviously Nate, you and I talk a lot. I think all three of us are going to have a very similar definition, but I think it's good for us and the people that are watching or watch later that maybe aren't atheists and have, all they've done is grow up. Well, I'll tell you what I was told about atheists when I was young and in church and grown up. Atheists are the devil. They're possessed by demons. They hate God, and they will worship anything that represents the devil. JT, were you taught anything like that?
Yeah. Come to find out, it's all true. Every word of it, it's all true.
Don't forget the baby eating. That happens
Yes,
too.
I think that's more of a meme. I've personally never met anybody who genuinely believed that, but I have met some fundies who, when I told them that I was an atheist, they're like, "But you don't wear makeup." Okay, don't know where you got that connection from, but okay, I'll take it. No, I don't. I don't wear makeup. I'm naturally beautiful.
We did our Halloween show. This is a side point. We'll get back on track. We did our Halloween show, and I dressed up as Zombie Jesus. And when we opened up the show, I was Mrs. Oz had ordered me little like cupcake babies, and then I had blood. And it was like,
What?
Hey,
Let's not encourage them, okay? Let's
hey,
not
we take it all the
That's
way.
about it.
I
We
love
take it all the way here on TART. We take it all the way.
JT,
I try not to
love
be
it.
demeaning, but the problem is that there is no limit to human stupidity. And people are joking around. They will run with it.
Yeah.
Oh, and stuff like that, because it is so just laden with sarcasm and satire. If you take that and you run with it, it says way more about you than it ever did me, because it was obvious.
I've never seen you wear makeup is your response. That's I've never seen you put makeup on. Okay, yeah.
You haven't seen me on Friday nights.
Yeah.
So what I was going to ask before we got into all that, JT, how do you define atheism?
A person or persons who does not believe that a god or gods exists.
Okay. And would you, due to the religious folk, we now have to have all these other tags and lead-ins and, what's the word, sub definitions. So would you be a soft atheist or a hard atheist?
I don't know if he knows where to
There's a joke there that I'm not going to make.
We're
There's
not talking.
always a joke.
So I vaguely understand what people mean by soft atheist and hard atheist. Basically, the difference between an agnostic and a gnostic atheist. So I'll say this much: pretty much every god that people have worshipped up till the modern era, I haven't given the slightest bit of consideration, and I don't really know if those gods exist or not. But since the time that I could read, I have been consistently bombarded by Christian propaganda, Christian materials, Christian theology, and Christian culture. And I know quite a bit about the Christian God. And I say with as much confidence as I could say that I'm sitting here talking to two people over the internet right now, that God does not exist.
I agree. Nate?
I fall very similar in that boat. I haven't done enough research for what is there, like over 5,000 gods at this point. I would say I'm still atheist to those gods because I haven't seen evidence of one leading the pack. But when it comes to the Bible God, the things I'm learning, the things I've researched, the things that I know about, and the things I was brought up in, those things do not connect anymore for me. So yeah, I would, as much as Otangelo is 99.9% positive that God exists, I'm as close to that to the Christian God not existing. So
I had to bring that name up again, didn't we? Real quick.
If a cow could jump over the moon.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
right there. That's about as convinced. Can a cow jump over the moon? Well, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to say no on that one. And I've never seen a cow that could jump over the moon. I've never seen any evidence that a cow could jump over the moon. And so if somebody asks me, can a cow jump over the moon? I'm going to answer no.
have you
Yeah,
seen
I'm
a
not
cow
gonna.
jump?
I'm not gonna. Yeah, well, I've never seen a cow jump. Well, I've seen them hop. Right, they're very nifty with getting through barbed wire fences. I spent a large part of my childhood chasing cows, so they're limber. But
What?
I've never seen them actually jump up in the air. Maybe bulls do that, but I've never seen a cow do that. So can a bull jump over the moon? That's out.
Yeah.
That's out. The verdict is out on that.
But have you ever been cow tipping before?
That is a myth. That's a good way to get hurt.
God damn.
That's something that we in the
Wait.
country tell city people to see if they'll be stupid enough to fall for it.
Hey, don't do that. JT said it's a myth. Don't do it.
Don't. That's a good way to get hurt.
Real quick, atheist chats. Atheist cats, thank you for the super chat for $5. It's a trap. It's a trap. and I think he's referring to the agnostic or softer hard atheist. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm my definition is very similar. I don't have a good reason to believe in any of them, and based on my study, my research, and growing up learning about this Abrahamic God, I'm about as certain you could be without saying no, absolutely not. There's not one. I'm about as certain as you can get. Kind of what JT was saying.
So we're at the point where that God would have to come down from the heavenly perch and have a long discussion with us and answer a lot of questions before we believe that he existed, and then we still wouldn't follow. So
yeah, because to me it's if Pasta Mike's listening right now, he's gonna literally fall out of his chair laughing right now, because it's always my go-to. If God really was love, like the Bible says he is, he would know what I need in order to know that he exists and to acknowledge that he is real and he's God. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to worship him, because that book is still really fucked up, whether he exists or not. But come on, homie, if you really love me and you're really my homie, I'll at your boy. Like where you been my whole life, Yeah, so that's where I fall on that. I think it's I think the Christian faith, especially as we see it through the evangelical charismatic lenses, is complete bullshit. It's complete bullshit. It's if anything, it's a money machine. They know how to make their money. Joelstein.
Rob Parsley.
Oh, he's on the bottom now.
Right.
He used to be at the top. He's on the bottom now.
Either JT's deep in thought, or
He froze.
he froze up a little bit. But yeah, I think we're all on board together with the same thought processes there. I'm sure he'll get things worked out and be right back.
Yeah, it looks like it's just internet issues.
Yeah. Well, or God's real and he's trying to kick JT out of the stream to prove it.
That's very true. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Sorry, God.
What up, Mikey?
My brother is in the other room and he is playing video games and it is fucking with my internet.
Well, he needs to get off.
Well, you better tell your brother. No, I'm kidding.
Does he know who we are?
No.
Well, okay.
No, he doesn't.
What up, Mikey?
Cool. So to continue down our discussion of atheism, and now kind of flip it to the Christian argument, because on TikTok, JT, as you were kind of started to bring up there, we hear some of the good ones, and then we hear some really, really shitty ones. Let's start with the good ones first, because the shitty ones will be more fun. Save that for last. What argument for a God or the Bible God that you've heard, JT, that didn't necessarily make you think like, maybe this is real, but was at least brought up a challenge or made you have to sit down and process through it and really go take your logical steps to know that, okay, this is still bullshit.
Yeah. So yeah, most of them, you have your two categories of Christian apologetic argument: cloaked specious bullshit and obvious specious bullshit, and there really is no in between. There is a slight variance in the cloaked specious bullshit, because a lot of the time, the people who are quoting those particular arguments or trying to construct them are somewhat sincere. They're trying to at least work around it in a logical way. And a lot of newer Christian I lagged out. Oh, no, I'm back. Okay. A lot of newer Christian apologists have taken some interesting approaches to solving things like the problem of evil by adhering to open theism, wherein God does not possess either one of the characteristics of omnibenevolence or omnipotence. Usually, omnipotence is the one that is sacrificed, because if omnibenevolence goes, you have a much bigger problem. But I would say the most difficult argument for me at one point, no longer the case now, to wrap my head around was presuppositionalism. And that's just because it's a mind fuck on purpose. That maybe tag.
Yeah, tag can be confusing. The Presup, I love it because it is intentionally a mindfuck. They do it so that the layman or the person doesn't spend time delving into these things and researching and studying them, that as soon as they start to talk, they're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like all the word salad, as we love to call it. But what I love talking to him, because it's like, no. You don't get to do all that bullshit until we know that your God's real. Because you're presupposing the God.
Oz, just out of curiosity, how have you determined that all facts which you experience and observe do not stand in causal relationship to God?
Oh boy.
What is fundamental and ultimate by which you ground all possibility?
Where's my gun?
How many times am I going to hear this week, man?
Yeah,
I swear that I
no,
heard this
seriously,
like
like,
20 times
that's
this
the
week.
exact script, right? And there's one
Oh,
particular
pretty
internet
close,
individual. Just to be clear, there's one particular internet individual where all of that comes from.
Oh yeah.
And then the people who listen to that internet individual, who will not be named, Lord Voldemort, they go out and they call into these kinds of shows, and then they try that. But the problem is, those sorts of argumentative tactics don't work when you aren't that particular individual who exclusively argues in an artificial environment where he controls all challenge, because he can mute, silence, deafen, kick, and remove people from actually asking questions, because that's not allowed. Only he's allowed to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, I enjoy talking to them because they just rage quit because I won't give them their God. Like, no, you don't get to have the candy. You don't get to have the candy. You got to earn the candy.
Yep.
Then we'll open the bag.
Now,
But,
I'll say this.
Hold on, real quick. We got a super chat, $5 from Yes Ma'am. What up, everyone? What up? What up? Go ahead, Nate. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I would say when I was newer in my atheism, the presuppositional argument was a little bit dicier. So you just worked your way back to brass tacks on what they were doing. And then once you get to that point, then you know the tactics, you know the script, you know where they're going with it, and you know how to shut that down effectively. And so last night we did it with satire, but you can do it however you want.
Yes, the J. Robin call. I remember that one.
Rockin' Robin.
He called into the atheist experience and talk heathen as well.
They make their rounds. I don't.
Yeah, because I think Eric and V hung up on him.
There are a couple other repeat callers. Some of them who will lie about their identity. There's one that frequently calls into talk heathen and into the atheist experience. The person who's responsible for the moniker of Inner Circle Atheist, and he frequently lies about who he is. So, uses some of the same kind of argumentative tactics.
Yeah, the ones that I think are the most outrageous, and then sometimes I'm like, God, would you shut up? And then other times I just all I can do is laugh my ass off. Is obviously Darth, Batman, and then
you named him. You named him.
Oh, we don't give a shit.
Oh, fuck.
And all you can do is come in the side chat.
No, that's we've got to stop. We've got to stop like luring people to these individuals. Just let the novelty wear off already.
I didn't say his last name, bro. I was talking about Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Well, let's shut
Darth
down.
Vader. Yes, Darth Vader. Anakin Skywalker. Yeah, no. As far as Mr. Batman's concerned, I actually kind of like him, but that's just because he's like genuinely delusional. He's not being dishonest or malicious or anything. He's just crazy.
Yeah,
but he's sweet, and he and I have actually teamed up on Darth Dawkins before, so I can't be too harsh on the guy. We did troll the fuck out of him more than once together. And
we just like left.
But no,
Darth,
everyone,
it was
I
Darth.
know
Hold
it's
on.
not the call-in show. I was saying he should call in on our Monday night show. Everyone chill out. Everyone relax.
This is going to keep happening. But yeah, no, he Darth got really mad at me and Batman. It was like when Batman teamed up with the Riddler, when Batman teamed up with Harley Quinn. One of those instances.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I love listening. I love listening to Darth and Batman go back and forth. I think it's hilarious.
Oh, dude, they hate each other with a passion. Oh, it's. I mean, there's been some spicy conversations that I have been privy to.
Tangelo just said he's watching you guys on Discord right now. Great.
Oh,
great.
Ask
him about last week when
he
and two of his cronies came into a feed and all three of them rage quit.
Oh, my.
Good times.
What, good times, man. The good times keep coming.
But yeah, it's that whole argument is you don't just get to take God and say, here's this God and he's real because I say he's real. That's not how that shit works.
Special revelation.
You don't get the candy. You don't get the candy yet. You gotta earn the candy.
Yeah.
But no, so the Presup argument, and then what are because see, I would say the Presup argument is one of the best as far as entertaining, but it's the worst or one of the worst as far as actual argument for God.
Well, that's what I was saying. If you're newer and you don't understand some of the terminology they're throwing out, then you get yourself trapped. But if you understand where they're going, it's a whole different story. So,
oh yeah, and so yes, if that's true, Darth and all your little peoples, all your beautiful peoples, hello, good evening, happy Atheist Day, and Randolph Richardson said hello too.
Yeah,
he said holla at you, boy. No, he didn't say that. I said that. But all right, so let's get back on track with the Atheist Day. So we did a definition of atheism, or our definitions of atheism. Some of the arguments for a God. Now, one of the things I was talking to a family member about earlier today was, and now there's more and more science coming out about the trauma that religion and indoctrination can have and can leave on people, as as especially the longer they've been involved in religion, that impact is there, and it's there for longer than I think most of us even realize, and we don't know because they're still doing the research on this. They're still figuring all this out, which is what we love about science. We're always learning, we're always getting better. What are you guys' thoughts on that? The lifelong impact for those that do walk away from religion, the lifelong impact that makes psychologically, emotionally, mentally, that kind of thing.
Like,
by the way, I'm still here. I just have my camera off so Queen Susan doesn't dot this video somehow because I'm smoking. But I did want to ask, are we going to go back to the whole worst arguments thing? Because we did like the hardest arguments, and now we're doing like just the absolute worst.
Oh yeah, my bad. I did forget. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No, because I had that one. I had that one queued up and ready to go.
Yes, go. I completely forgot to go to the funny ones. Yeah,
swing away, man. Swing away.
Okay, let me light this real quick because I'm gonna need to.
Everybody, 1 moment.
Okay. Hands down, the worst argument for God that I've ever heard, and this one just genuinely enrages me. It is the moral argument for God. That one, every time I get into that argument with somebody, like my blood pressure rises and I can hear it. every single time.
Yeah, that one blows my mind. That still today, with everything we know about the Bible and now the history, because we can all get on Google, right? Because I was talking to somebody on a show about this last week. I think it was when I was a kid growing up at church. It was just whatever mom and dad and pastor and youth pastor and whatever they said, like you just kind of had to accept it as true, right? Because we didn't have all this information at our fingertips. Now you can get, and you still got to, don't get me wrong, you got to verify your sources. You don't just read any fucking thing you pull up on YouTube or on YouTube. Well, yeah, YouTube too, but on Google. But you can now go and really investigate what people are doing, what they're saying, what they believe in, what are the facts, what are the what's the evidence behind it, and it blows my mind that now with everything we have, that you will go to the moral argument for this book that has so many disgusting things in it, right?
Oh, yeah.
For no good reason. But the one that God ordered the army or the soldiers or whatnot. I think it's in Hosea 11, something like that. To go
13, 16.
Thank you.
I have these dedicated to memory.
Good. I'm glad you do. Well, I just told you earlier, my memory's that immense. That dash the heads, dash the young kids' heads on the stone, rip the babies.
No, that's Psalms 137, 9. Hosea 13, 16 is about the Sumerians and ripping their babies out of their pregnant women.
Yeah, well, there's two of them. There's two different spots in the Bible. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I think the other one is in Jeremiah. But yeah, no, there's plenty of them. There's explicit instructions in Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 10 through 18, wherein God tells the Israelites to go to faraway cities and attack them. And then if they surrender, make slaves of all the people who live there. And if they don't surrender, kill all the men and then just enslave the women and children and take everything there as plunder. But all the cities that are near to you, you're just going to flat annihilate everything that breathes. Everything that breathes, you will put to the sword. And then he lists off the specific people: the Canaanites, the Philistines, the Edomites, the Hittites, the Amorites, so on and so forth, the Amalekites. And he's like, yeah, kill them all. Nothing that breathes will remain alive.
So it is Hosea 13, 16. So you're right. But yeah, there's two that I know for sure. There's two different scriptures in there that have these same or very similar commands or orders or whatever from this all king of morality God. So it's
all loving too.
Well, so just to be fair, I want to be entirely fair here because I have spent an inordinate amount of time reading the Bible, even as an atheist. Psalms 137:9, where it talks about dashing babies against the rocks. That's specifically King David singing about how he wants that to happen to the Edomites because of, in the past, Edomites have clobbered them in wars and he didn't like feeling inferior. So happy is he who takes thine infants and dashes them against the rocks. Yeah. Or thine little ones, whatever translation you're reading. But no, and the big thing, and this is the one that always comes up whenever the moral argument is brought into play, and it's like in a court case. As soon as the prosecutor or the defense opens the door to something, the other team, they get to roll with it, and they can't make any objections after that. So as soon as the Christians bring up the moral argument, immediately everybody goes, okay, slavery. Right. Slavery is a big one because the Bible does not mince it at all. It clearly and unequivocally endorses chattel slavery, owning another human being as property, wherein they are permanent property and their children can be born into slavery. The Bible specifically decrees all of that, and God outright instructs that to be the case. He doesn't just permit it. He doesn't just allow it. He doesn't just be like, don't eat shellfish, but I guess you can own people. No, he specifically commands the Israelites to enslave people. Not just take prisoners of war. He commands the opposite of that. You kill all the men. You kill the fighting men. You kill even the little boys. But you can take the young virgin girls as slaves. And you can take the women and children as slaves. Those are not prisoners of war. They're concubines. They're sex slaves. They are property. They're chattel. And Christians have just flat resorted to just lying about that. They will lie and they will lie and they will lie. They'll focus exclusively on Hebrew indentured servitude, even though there's a loophole for that as well. And they won't acknowledge the overt and explicit endorsement and commandment to own another human being as a piece of property.
But JT, it's voluntary slavery. That's the one that gets me, man.
Oz, get your gun. Get your gun, Oz.
Voluntary slavery.
Well, that's the. I think JT had mentioned that the indentured servant servanthood. And for everyone out there, if you want to know more about this, our friend Dr. Josh Bowen wrote a book. Did the Old Testament endorse slavery? This is required reading for the Atheist Roundtable. And Dr. Josh has a new book coming out this summer. It's called The Atheist Handbook to the Old Testament. So keep a lookout on that on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, and everywhere else that you like to buy your really cool books like Big Lots and Goodwill and shit like that.
I really wish Dr. Josh would have trolled with that book, because it would have been so hilarious. Like, it's an actual thick book. It's got a bunch of pages, but you open it up and it's just the single word, yes, period. And there's nothing else in the book. There's nothing else. That's it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that would have been the ultimate troll job. Yes.
I mean, at the very least, he could have done that as like a prologue, right? Like the first page is just yes, period. And then he goes into it, like at the very least. But he didn't, because Josh is a nice person, which is a quality I lack.
Yes. Oh, Josh is Dr. Josh is awesome. We did promote his book, and I will tell everybody, I am because I'm ADHD. I haven't, like, it takes me a minute to read a book the first time through. Then I can go, a little quicker and take some more notes. And I really have to read a book 2 or 3 times, and it really sinks in. That's been one of the easiest books that I've ever read. And I told Dr. Josh, it was like the fact that you took there's a lot there, and you dumbed it down for a dumb like me, that I could read it and comprehend it very quickly. It's incredible. So,
yeah. The only real travesty is that in a lot of atheist debates on slavery, usually only Exodus 21 is brought into the argument, which really annoys me. It irks me, because there's only one small passage there, Exodus 21 6-7, where it talks about chattel slavery, which is wherein, if a Hebrew male is sold into slavery or sells himself into slavery, he goes out after 6 years. However, if his master gives him a wife who bears him sons or daughters, they remain the master's property. The children are born into the institution of slavery, which is one of the primary criterion for chattel slavery. And the man, he can go out if he chooses to, but what man is going to abandon his family? Very few anyway. So he has to surrender to being a permanent servant if he wants to remain with his family. Voluntary. But the real kicker, the kick in the teeth, is Leviticus chapter 25, 39 through 46, because 39 through 43 explicitly outlines Hebrew indentured servitude, and it juxtaposes that with Gentile slavery. The Hebrews are not to be sold as the slaves are sold. They are supposed to be treated as kind workers, and they're supposed to be recompensed when they leave slavery at the end of their 6-year term or within the year of Jubilee. And Dr. Josh explains how that works. But then 44 through 46 explicitly juxtaposes the Gentiles may be treated as property. They may be kept as permanent slaves. They may be bequeathed to the children of the slave master, and they will be slaves for life. But don't treat the Israelites that way, because that's bad. You're not supposed to do that.
Well, we all know what they say about the word "but," right? As soon as you say "but," kind of erases most
everything before that does not matter.
Get your broom out. Sweep.
I'm for free speech, but I'm for guns, but I'm not racist, but
man.
So
every single time, man.
As soon as your partner or significant other says, "You know what, babe, I love you, but it's done. It's done."
Just tap out.
Out of that conversation before they say anything else. I love you too. See you later.
Yeah, and one more thing about Dr. Josh before we move on is if there are any theists. Well, I won't say any theists because this would be particularly to the Bible. If there are any Christians out there that would like to be a part of this, Dr. Josh has agreed to come on the Atheist Roundtable. And we've created a particular show or format with Dr. Josh, and it is titled The Lion's Den. and you can come in and it's going to be a debate, but it's going to be the kind of most different debate you've ever watched, because there's only going to be one round, and it is the cross-examination round. But the catch is the Christians get to do the cross-examination and ask all the questions. Josh answers all the questions and never asks a question.
That is a crazy setup. And if you are a Christian, it seems very likely that that's where you're going to want to have that.
And the
debate.
yeah, and the topic is slavery in the Hebrew Bible, or in the Hebrew Bible. So if you got the somebody take Otangelo out. Like, Otangelo, we're always cool. Get the hell out, man. Somebody please kick him out.
Oh, I just saw the message. That's okay, Tangelo. I like the posturing of Christian apologists. Speaking of that, I was actually, right before I came on here, I was debating a Christian apologist, and I'd never met this person before, never talked to this person before. They messaged me and said, "Hey, do you want to do a debate? I'll record it and put it on YouTube." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't care." It was a Discord thing. But this person's YouTube channel, after the debate, which wasn't a debate, he just asked super loaded, nonsensical questions for like 10 minutes, and then I got tired of it and kicked him out of my room, and he wins by forfeit. But I looked at all of his videos, and it's all this person, who he is, his name, debates X person, and then wins by forfeit. Every single one of his videos. Comments disabled on all of them, likes and dislikes disabled on all of them. And I'm like, man, I just debated the Charlie Zolanoff of Christian apologetics.
It's a no-win for anyone.
Yeah, he's the ultimate apologetics champion, man. No contest.
All right. We have a super chat for $10. Best in show. How is Passover, that is coming up, a virtuous holiday since God freed the Jews from Egyptian slavery and bondage, and then subsequently God gives Moses at a burning bush his new slavery laws in Exodus 21
and Leviticus and Deuteronomy and Numbers.
Best in show. How is Passover a virtuous holiday? It's not. No. It's not.
I would argue that none of the Christian holidays are. One, because they're stolen, right? They're hijacked traditions. So that right out of the gate disqualifies them from being virtuous. But secondly, they're celebrating very weird things. Like Easter celebrates the torture and murder of an innocent man who then rises from the dead to relinquish you from all earthly accountability. And then Christmas celebrates the birth of that man.
What? And who was I was just talking about it? I was just talking to somebody about like within the last 48 hours that Easter's coming up. Oh, Nate, it was you and I.
Last night.
Yeah, Nate, it was you and I. Dude, my days run together. Easter's coming up, and this day literally celebrates the complete humiliation and, I mean, just ass kicking, pummeling, tearing apart, like some of the worst shit you can do to a human being, and they celebrate it.
Yeah, it reminds me of that comedian who remarked on whether or not Jesus is coming back because he doesn't want to come back and see a whole bunch of fucking crosses everywhere. Like, do you think that if Jesus comes back, he ever wants to see a fucking cross again?
He come up like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, they killed me on that shit.
Yeah, technically, wasn't that Good Friday that happened when he supposedly rose on Easter? Like, Good Friday is...
Depends on which gospel you read. Cough, cough.
Oh.
No, it's there's a little bit of variance about when Jesus died and when he rose. I mean, at best it's like a day and a half, not 3 days.
Oh, let's not even. That's one of my favorite things to talk about. Let's not get. Them old gospels, them old God, they'll get you.
Oh,
They'll get you. They'll get you. They'll
you
get you.
better
But
move
then,
faster than that.
but then, as soon as you start discovering more and more about the authors, oh, we don't know the authors. Yeah, we won't even get into that.
Nope, not a clue. Oh,
Isn't that
I
amazing?
have over here the greatest invention of mankind, and I'm going to use it shamelessly.
Back scratcher.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have noticed, my arms are like a little bit too big for me to get over my shoulder. They get in the
I've
way.
been working out so much.
They get in. No, I'm fat. That's why.
Oh,
But yeah, they get in the
To
way.
give you some props, man.
No,
I'm
I'm
the ball and run
just
with it.
fat.
I was
I
like,
can't even
that's,
compliment people anymore.
I was about to be like, that's kind of a weird flex.
No, it's actually really bad. Like I yanked this shirt out of the dryer and stuck it on because I was wearing like a sleeveless, and I'm not gonna show up on the internet wearing a sleeveless. I'm not that egomaniacal, but
Is it like a mesh?
and it's got
like the mesh sleeveless.
no. It was like a t-shirt. It's one of my t-shirts I just chopped the sleeves off of to work out in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mesh
I could wear like a stringer, you know. Just show up on the camera with a sweatband on, just lifting dumbbells. Just
You must have
going
watched
at it.
the end of last night's show.
Yeah.
with 80s workout music.
Yeah, there were on the debate with me and Katz back last weekend. I remember I was a little annoyed because while I was in the middle of giving my argument, and I tried really hard not to laugh. Like I tried so hard. I was in the middle of giving my argument, and occasionally I'd glance over at the comments just to see what the audience was thinking. And one person kept commenting on my arms, and I was like, I'm trying to focus. And I just thought that was like, it was like enforcing. I got a little bit of an ego boost out of it, but I would prefer you care about what I have to say. Stop focusing on my arms. And the more awkward part of it is I think that the person commenting was a dude.
Oh,
So I mean, I'll take the props where I can get it, but like I was trying to focus, and he didn't make it easy. That's probably why I lost right there.
We're
Is
talking
because that
about
guy
gun
distracted me.
laws here.
Yeah.
Me and Ken talking about guns.
Gun laws.
I got my.
I
tickets
don't
to the
think
gun
I don't
show.
I don't think the three of us at all need to be flexing on here.
No, probably not a good idea.
Me included.
We need to get Frank from TikTok on here, and he can flex,
Yeah, right.
or Dadpool because he was in the army.
Yeah, Deadpool can flex until he gets drunk. When he gets drunk, he gets way too happy. He's not intimidating anymore. So before we wrap up, JT, you did a perfect segue there. Let's talk a little bit about TikTok Christianity, because I think it's its own. I think it's its own subculture all by itself.
It's your favorite, JT.
God.
I know it is. If you could spend your entire day
One, are we?
just hanging out with TikTok Christians, your life would be complete, I think, right?
Yeah. So let's. How can we do this again? So if it's TikTok Christian arguers or representatives, I don't know if you want to call them arguers or debaters, but who do you enjoy talking to the most on there, JT, that you actually have good conversations with? You at least feel like they're productive or something along those lines?
On TikTok?
Yeah.
Probably just Eddie.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, man.
Well, I mean, okay, so there's another like bigger Christian TikToker that I've been kind of DMing back and forth, at least trying to get into a conversation with them. I don't know how they would feel about me outing them here, so I'm not going to, unless I get their express permission to the contrary. But I think that might be productive once we really get into the throw of things. But at the moment, we're just kind of getting to know each other. They agreed to talk to me and just chit chat and have a conversation. But
okay,
I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I will keep you all posted on that.
Sweet.
We may have a new member of the TART of the Atheist Roundtable come soon.
Hold on. Sorry, I got sidetracked because I was reading a comment. I want to press pause there real quick. Real. Please don't talk about TikTok. It ruins your credibility. Well, real. I would just like to let you know that other than Nate and I, as far as the Atheist Roundtable is concerned, even JT that's with us tonight, every single person that's part of the TART roster has met via that platform. And I've met some very good friends on that platform. So if that means therefore I don't have any credibility, then we'll just take the credibility and throw the shit out the window.
Well, that's about as credible as the Bible, so right?
Yep, that just means you don't know what you're talking about.
TikTok.
I would say TikTok is just like that much more credible than the Bible, but only because we have video.
Huh?
God decided to stop stomping around on earth right around the time the video camera was created.
Nate, for you, sorry. Who are a couple of the TikTok Christians that you've had good conversations with?
You mean besides Pasta Mike?
Yes, besides Pasta and Eddie.
Well, let me think here. I don't know that I technically met Jim through TikTok. I think he has. I don't even know if he has TikTok, but I like talking with Jim Benton. He's a good dude.
Jim's not TikTok.
He should be, because I think that he would actually put better content out than most of them. Trying to think. I had a Chris Hollery. He's a pretty good dude, and so
I feel like you're just throwing
of those.
I feel like you're just throwing names out there. You don't really talk to those people.
No.
I'm just
it's hard. It's hard when Eddie's the one that proactively reaches out and tries to be involved and have good conversations. And I can actually say, like, I've had the majority of my conversation Christian wise on TikTok with Eddie. So it's hit or miss every once in a while with some of the other ones. But if you're talking about folks that are level headed when it comes to stuff, like I was saying, Chris is one. Eddie's probably the most rational one that I would know of. So
usually.
I mean, if he could get up there into that stratosphere.
I really wish I wish he'd be a little more passionate sometimes.
Yeah.
just a point of note: the vast, overwhelming majority of TikTok Christians are preaching to the choir on purpose. Right? They're not actually trying to debate or make any points or convince anybody who doesn't believe in God to believe in God. They're not at all attempting to do that. They are preaching to a built-in audience of people who agree with them. And because of that, they get to make a lot of absurd, preposterous claims that nobody's going to fact check except for us. And then at that point, we're just preaching to the choir because they are very careful to make sure that people can't stitch or duet their videos most of the time.
Awesome. And that's a great point. Yeah, most of them they're there for clout, not for conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
And JT, this was for you. Atheist Cats, $5 super chat. Thank you, Atheist Cats. JT, I did not get to tell you that I enjoyed our debate. I thought you beat me. That is for sure. You know your stuff, and it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Very, very kind
Thank
of you,
you,
Atheist
Cats.
Cats.
Yeah, stand up, Cats.
I appreciate that. I will take my L with as much grace as I can muster.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I'll wait till later to talk about that. Not about you, JT, about the debate stuff. The tournament. For me, well, I won't say Eddie, just to not duplicate, but Eddie's my homeboy. I got mad love for Eddie. Him and I talk all the time. But outside of Eddie, one of the ones that I enjoy, and I talk to him pretty regularly, is Landy Dandy. Landon Tucker. He's a good dude, man. Young dude, great guy. Has a has a big heart. Has a big heart. Cares about people. Really does. You can tell he's authentic. In the fact that he does care about people. Lays the Christianese on a little too thick sometimes. But I've told him that, so I have no problem saying it. I've told him that a little too much sometimes, but I could tell he's genuine, when he's communicating with me. So him, and then Chris Ulery, he hates it when I do it. Chris Ulery. Chris and I at one point, we did not like each other. We did not like one another, and through my maturity and. I'll say probably the biggest part is me getting through my angry atheist stage and growing up, and learn how to not act like a little kid. When I started getting in arguments, we've now got to the point where not only can we talk and have great conversations, but we did Atheist Pizza together with Pasta Mike, and so I think that's awesome. It shows, that two people can misunderstand each other over the old interwebs. And then
for me with Chris,
become friends.
It started with the whole "it's sexy to be a skeptic" video that he did. And then we followed.
I forgot about that. That.
It's sexy to be a skeptic, isn't it? And it's like we just ran with that one. So that's where everything started with me and Chris. But yeah, overall, you get a handful on TikTok, and so
Ox, listen with your little atheist ass. And I don't let Ox lie to you. He hates God. He loves his sin. Yeah, there you go. How about that? Hey, like them apples. And it, not only that, how do you like that apple? The same apple Eve ate and left it for you.
You have an interesting scenario with TikTok and a Christian right now going on, don't you, Oz?
Oh man, how did I forget that?
A little rap battle going on?
Yeah. So Loya
boys boy.
Loya's boys.
No, Lawyer boys.
Lawyer. I don't remember an ER being in there.
Lower your voice.
Lower your voice, boy. There.
It's just like it's a one word, but that's what it's meant to say is lower your voice.
I know. See, that was good, guys. Because here we got the code. It's lower your voice. Lower your voice, boys. And it's talking about the Bible when it tells women that they can't talk in church. Lower your voice. Lower your voice.
Boys, boy.
I just completely made that shit up. Low your boys, boy. So
yes.
I mean, that's one interpretation. I thought it.
See, here's the problem, folks, when you run into interpretations. No, but so I do little freestyles on there every once in a while. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, low you boy came at me with a written rap, and I called his ass out because you could tell he's reading the whole damn thing. Then the next one, he's like, "Oh, I'm coming with a freestyle," and I smoked him. And then he came with another one and talked about a refrigerator in his rear and a cauliflower in his ear, and then I smoked him. And then I did two more preemptive ones, and now he's gone. He's ghost. He's ghost.
You see Pasta trying to take credit for shutting it all down.
Oh, Pasta. Yeah, Pasta did one, and it was funny. It was funny. And then I hit him with the Eminem voice. If people remember that, people remember on the, I think it was his like fourth album when he was like super doped up on pain pills, and he started doing like the and I hit him with the Eminem voice. But and we got way off track there. So now, so we talked about the ones that we're cool with, we enjoy talking to. JT, TikTok, Christian TikTok. Oh, the one that's either like the most over the top or the most annoying. And
I can take that question first.
There's so either most difficult to listen to, most annoying, along those lines, atheist Christian, or yeah, atheist Christian, TikTok Christian. Jesus Christ.
You partied too hard on Atheism Day, I think.
Oh, no, I haven't. I wish that was the reason.
You with us, JT?
JT, are you with me? Oh yeah. All right, go ahead, Nate.
Okay. So there's a couple. I mean, one bigger account that drives me bonkers is that David Datling guy or whatever, the crybaby. He wants you to watch his videos and cry with him, the blonde hair guy. But the one that drives me nuts because of all the circular reasoning and then just some of the dumb arguments he's got is your boy Adam Rich, the one that just won't debate you for some reason. So, and I think you said you would take your debate cape off where you've avoided debating to be the face for everyone else that wants to do it. You would take that mantle and put it down if Adam Rich would debate you.
Well, I would put the debate cape on.
Take the mantle of I'm the host off, debate cape on, just for Adam Rich.
Only for Adam Rich.
Yep. But yeah, some of his arguments are completely outrageous.
And the thing is,
are we talking about the worst ones now?
Yeah,
the worst Christian.
Sorry, like everything for the last 5 minutes was completely digital for me. I kept trying to reset my internet; it wasn't working. And
Okay.
yes, Mike, I am smoking. That's why my camera's off again. I don't want Queen Susan Wiki to age restrict the video.
What was I gonna say? I want to be fair because I know Adam said he watched some of our stuff. I, as a person, as a dude, like talking to him about anything other than religion and God and Jesus, I like Adam. The dude he's dope as hell. Like he's a good dude. It's when he gets into when the dogma starts falling out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we get into God and religion, that's when I'm like, ooh, you know. But you know, so I have to be fair and separate the two because he is good dude, family guy. You know, but as soon as the God comes up, ooh.
I don't know how OG you guys are when it comes to like YouTube, Christians versus atheists, but Adam tends to remind me of Joshua Fierstein.
Oh yes, you're so right. Oh my God.
with the same kind of rhetorical devices in the car videos. That's and the hat. The hat.
You're so right. How did I never put that together?
That's. I'm not gonna lie. I had like the strongest case of deja vu the first time I saw an Adam Rich video, and I've responded like 2 or 3, but at that point I was like, nah, it's not worth it. I've devoted my attention to a different YouTube Christian apologist, but for a different reason.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You brought up good ones, Nate. I would say for me, oh man, this is tough. There's so many.
The most annoying one for me is David Atting.
David Datling?
Yeah, Atling, whatever, the kid with the stupid perm.
Right, that's
the one that's always crying in his videos and like super close to the camera.
That was my big account, yeah.
But the one,
go ahead, JT.
The one that I have the biggest animosity with, obviously, because I keep making response videos to everything they put out. This is because of one of their tactics, one of their sort of themes that they do on their TikTok profile. But it's Damon Andy, or his name is actually Andy Damon.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, Andy Damon. And the reason why I target him specifically is because he's constantly making videos wherein he pretends to be an atheist, and then he just strawmans us like you could go through cornfields in Kansas and not see as many strawmans as you would find in his TikTok profile.
Well, and then he blocks everybody.
He has not blocked me yet. I have not gotten the privilege, but until he does, I'm going to keep lighting him up for the blatant lies that he tells, because he's not a stupid person. I know he's not dumb enough to actually believe some of the shit that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, I think for me, still to this day, and this goes back to my original days of getting on the TikTok, over a year ago now. Cody Wynn still drives me fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's
every time I see his face, it's like you're just one of those snot-nosed Christian brats that this is all you've known. You think you're better than everybody because you think that you know this God and that you talk to this God. And as much as it drives me crazy, I wish that I could have a one-on-one, not a debate, but a conversation. I would just love to ask him questions about his belief. I would love that. I don't even want to debate. I just want to chop it up with him. Because when I see that level of arrogance and confidence in something that cannot be demonstrated, something's wrong, and yeah, there deserves to be questions, asked there. So there's him, and then I know Pasta agrees with me on this. What's I just had his name and it left. God dang it. Something guy. It was something guy, but he just so smug, and every time he comes on, it's like he's got this like really fake smile on his face, but then as soon as he starts talking, it's like he's literally just being condescending the whole time. It's just nothing but being condescending. And it's like, dude, like, are you really trying to like help somebody find God? Or are you trying to be God? Like, what are we doing right now? Yeah. But well, that was I love talking about TikTok. TikTok is such a fascinating world. It really is.
I want to know
algorithms and all that stuff.
I want to know what spawned the trend of TikTok Christians to constantly copy paste Ron Wyatt hoaxes. What's up with that? Like the chariots at the bottom of the Red Sea and the drip in our sight. And I even see a couple of Christian YouTube or TikTokers. I keep wanting to say YouTubers for whatever reason. But they some of them have even gone so far as to like reference Ron Wyatt's claim that he has a vial or had a vial of the blood of Jesus Christ. Ron Wyatt is currently deceased, so he no longer has that in his possession. Nobody knows where it went to, though. Would have been interesting to genetically analyze that. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, your guess is as good as mine. Ron Wyatt would not allow that blood to be scientifically analyzed. I couldn't begin to guess why.
Bible Flex Guy. That's his name.
Flex Guy.
Bible
is he like a
Flex Guy.
superhero? Like
he's a joke. That's what he is. He's a joke.
He's like Bible Man.
Yeah. Ooh, give me my Bible.
He had it all. Money, fame, power, and then he lost it.
All right.
Sword of the Spirit, the helmet of salvation, the boots of righteousness.
Stop it! You're taking me back to my Sunday school days.
I'm still waiting for CT to provide all that. So
CT, who's CT?
Armor.
Catholic traditionalist.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, I know who Catholic traditionalist is. My current record for him running away from me is 9.6 seconds.
Good job.
Oh.
Yeah, I always pull out my timer and I'm like, all right, so Catholic, you're gonna run away from me this time, and then we'll see how long it goes. The quickest is 9.6. He hasn't beat the record yet. I have hope that he will. I have a lot of faith in his ability to run away.
Well, that's some Bible Flex Guy stuff right there.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're over the hour and a half mark here, so we're going to start to wrap up the show. But before we do, JT, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Do you want to tell everybody where they can find you, either TikTok, Twitter, wherever?
TikTok is my primary method of media development. Like that's where I put my content. I am on Discord, but not very frequently anymore. But yeah, it's JT the Atheist on TikTok at JT the Atheist. Two underscores, JT underscore the underscore atheist. All lowercase letters, as is the rule with TikTok. I'm almost at 1,000. I'm almost at 1,000 followers, and when I get there, I'm going to do do a live stream, and hopefully
Well.
that'll boost me even more. I do want to give a shout out to Captain Dadpool because he duetted my video where I talked about trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the weekend. So I really appreciate that content.
Sweet. No, Captain, he's a good dude. Friend of the channel, and we appreciate him. Nate, was it Friday? I can't get my thoughts together tonight. I apologize, guys.
Good.
No, it wasn't Friday. I don't know what I'm thinking right now, but we don't have anything planned the rest of this week. I'm sure Saturday and Sunday we'll have a couple shows put together by then. We'll get those posted for everybody so you're ready for them, and we'll jump on here and have some fun. But it has been the Atheist Day at the Atheist Roundtable. Nate, anything you'd like to say in closing?
Well, we're about 30 minutes past on the East Coast, but if you're in Central Time, happy Atheist Day, or Pacific Time, or whatever. Happy Atheism Day.
Central.
Yeah.
I'm in Central. Still got half an hour to go of Atheist Day.
Go party it out, man.
Awesome. And the last thing that I want to do before we go is one last time. Go to the little search bar on your little YouTubes and just type in normalizing atheism and hit that little subscribe button. And if you do, Pasta love you long time. And he may even send you pictures of him in a tub with spaghetti noodles and chocolate. You just never know. You just never know what's going to happen. So everybody's been in the chat tonight, hanging out with us. We appreciate it, and happy Atheist Day, whatever that means. Happy We Like Belief Day. But no, we do need to do everything to normalize atheism, and it should be okay to not believe, period, in the story. So thanks again, and we'll probably see you guys this weekend. Peace out.